Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here, welcoming you back to the Pokémon trading card game online. Now the BREAKPOINT set has just been released and you know we're about to open some packs. Now I don't just have BREAKPOINT packs by the way. Which, something you have to point out, they've eliminated 5-card packs from the shop, so you can't get those anymore. So I've got a whopping 9 BREAKPOINT booster packs for us to open. I've got 1 breakthrough booster and a couple random assorted ones. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to open, we'll start off with a breakpoint just because we're super excited to get into that, and then we'll alternate. We'll see what else we can open. So, let's get into this. Come on, something good, something great, something I can tell my grandkids about. Oof. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I'm so excited. Oh, I love the feeling of every card being new. Alright, our first card is Clefable. 100 HP and Moon Barrier. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, done to this by Dragon-type Pokemon. Okay. I thought that looked like the fairy icon for a quick second. And then Tumbling Attack. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. Well, this isn't the best. If this was just a basic Pokemon, this would honestly be pretty fantastic. But it's a Stage 1 Pokemon, so you're really not going to get the most mileage out of Moon Barrier that you can. But I mean, hey, I've seen worse cards. And then we have the special Water Energy, the Splash Energy. This card can only be attached to a Water-type Pokemon. This card provides Water-type energy while this card is attached to a Water-type Pokemon. If the Water-type Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, put that Pokemon into your hand, discard all cards attached to it. So basically, this is honestly one of the best momentum killers in the game, because you are forcing your opponent to make an attack wherein they are not getting a prize card. At least I think that's how that works. I'm almost 99% sure that because your Pokemon is not actually knocked out, they don't get a prize from it. And if I'm wrong, then this isn't as good as I think it is. But if it is a prize card denier, then honestly, this is one of the best energies you can put into your deck, because it'll really slow your opponent down. I mean, sure, you're losing the cards attached to that Pokemon, but there are a lot of ways to get those back. You know, there are a lot of ways to reshuffle your discard pile, or cards in your discard pile, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Then we have Arcanine. 110 HP, flop for 30, and Flamethrower. 90 damage, discard an energy attached to this card. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed, but the card art is cool at least, so that'll look nice in a book. Then you have Doublade. 80 HP, and Stab Deeply. Ooh, that's morbid for a Pokemon card. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. This is Stage 1 middle child Pokemon, so I don't really expect it to be that good. Here's one of the more interesting cards to come out of the set. Slowbro, and we're not even going to look at Careless Head. That's dumb. We're going to look immediately at Walk Off Homer. If you use this attack while you only have 1 prize card left, you win the game. The utility of this is if your opponent is putting up a very powerful last resistance and you can't break it, or the entire rest of your line's been broken, you can't really put yourself back together, Slowbro is supposed to guarantee you the victory. I don't like this card. I think the gimmick is really cool, but at 100 HP, it has to survive all of the bench shenanigans that can go on between Crobat, between Gengar, between Mega Garrett. There are a lot of cards that directly attack the bench anymore. Second of all, it's a Stage 1 Pokemon, so you can't immediately make use of it. You have to commit Slowpoke and Slowbro into your deck, and then you have to rely on drawing them both. And then this takes 3 colorless energy that can't be covered with 1 double colorless energy, so this isn't that quick to get off. You basically have to rely on this thing being on the bench and ready to go to claim your last prize. I don't think it's that good, but it's very neat. It's a very gimmicky card. And we got Rattata. What are you running from? Oh, hole in the... Okay, well. Then you got a weird Drowsy. I'm just gonna move on. Some cute little Timpos. Oh, they're like Dodrio heads. You got a happy, sad, and angry. Aw. You got Pancham having the time of its life. Look at it. Oh, tickle your tummy. And you got my boy Staryu. Oh, just chilling out, maxing, relaxing under the water. I'm pretty sure this was the original attack from the first printed Staryu card. Smack, 1 energy, 420 damage. But anyway, let's crack open the Breakthrough booster now. There are still some cards that I want from this. In fact, there are a lot of cards I want because I didn't get much more beyond dupes. As you can very clearly see here. Well, I'll sure as hell take that. Thank you, Breakthrough. Mewtwo EX, 170 HP and Scattershot for 1 Psychic Energy. This attack does 30 damage times the amount of Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. One of the best attacks in the game, hands down. Just no competition. This Mewtwo EX has many decks built around it. And then Damage Change. Switch all damage counters on this Pokemon with those on your opponent's active Pokemon. This is actually surprisingly powerful because Mewtwo EX has 170 HP base. So if it gets knocked down to, let's say in an extreme scenario, it falls short by 10 damage, it's knocked down to 160. For 3 energy, Mewtwo can heal itself completely. Well, assuming that your Pokemon doesn't have any damage counters on it. It can heal itself completely, and then inflict 160 damage onto you. This card is pretty freaking incredible. Honestly, you would be really lucky to have this in your deck. Like, Psychic decks are a thing now, again, because of Mewtwo EX. Then you've got Parallel City. Okay, hold on. Wait. Well, first, let's read the bottom. Choose which way this card faces when you play it. Any damage done to this player's, or from this player's, Grass, Fire, or Water-type Pokemon is reduced by 20. Oh, come on, don't do that to me. This player can't have more than 3 benched Pokemon. Okay, so basically, you want to play the side facing you that's going to hurt you the least. Do you not need very many Pokemon on your bench? Go cripple your opponent's Grass, Fire, and Water-type Pokemon. Do you not run Grass, Fire, Water-type Pokemon? Slap this on, or, yeah, make your opponent have a very limited bench. I got confused because I turned my head upside down. Glalie Spirit Link. Your turn does not end if the Pokemon this card is attached to becomes Mega Glalie EX. These are always a staple if you're going to run Mega Evolutions. They prevent you from losing a lot of momentum. A Floatstone reprinted. Nice new art. The Pokemon this card is attached to has no retreat cost. And then a Braixen. Flamethrower, discard an energy attached to this Pokemon, 70 HP. Now let's take a look at the Bronzor. Dural's, oh, he's so sad, but he's so happy that Noibat. Oh, and the Fennekin's just chilling. And the weird action figure Snubble. Alright, now to the Breakpoint. Come on, something good, something great, something new. Something not to hate. There we go. Don't punish me for my rhymes. The smell of everything being new. A Hypno. Okay, I've actually taken a look at this card before. I've seen the previews of this. 90 HP, and Goodnight Babies, which might be the single creepiest text that's ever been put onto a Pokemon card. Once during your turn before you attack, you may leave both active Pokemon asleep. And then it can do Zen Headbutt for 50. So, I've seen a lot of talk about this card, and some people are pretty curious about it. The thing with this card is I don't think it works that well. One, because it's a Stage 1 Pokemon, so you've got to commit Drowsy and Hypno to your deck. You've got to rely on drawing them both and playing them both. And then, it's all RNG. Like, the idea behind this Hypno is to stall out your opponent while you get set up. But for one, that can easily backfire on you, because if you're ready to go, but you're still sleeping, there's nothing you can really do about that now, huh? And consequently, your opponent can have the same luck, but also much better luck, where immediately after you use this ability, they just wake up. Like, I don't think this is good at all, and I don't really know why, aside from how creepy it is. It's drawing any discussion. I don't think this Hypno is going to see any play, and if it does, I'll be astounded. Our Reverse Hollow is a Dunsparce with 60 HP and Call for Family. That's a pretty basic, normal type attack staple. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Shuffle your deck afterwards, and ram for 20. Nothing too special. Then you have a Max Elixir. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy card you find there to a basic Pokemon on your bench. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. This is actually not the worst. This is some pretty good, energy acceleration. Because it'll let you attach more than one energy per turn. It'll let you set up something on your bench. In general, I think this is a pretty good tech card. I think it can find a home in a lot of decks. We got another Splash Energy. I don't know why this one says it's new. Unless my first one was a reverse holo and I didn't notice, and this is just the regular print. Now this is a card I've never seen before. Bursting Balloon. If this card is attached to one of your Pokemon, discard it at the end of your opponent's turn. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if that Pokemon is knocked out, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. That's weird. That is a weird card. I see what it wants, right? This is another stall for time card to make your opponent more leery about attacking your Pokemon. Because if they attack, they're going to take 6 damage counters, and that can be pretty devastating, especially against a Night March deck. So this is basically meant to get you an extra turn to set up or what have you by offing something. I assume that because you discard it, your opponent doesn't claim a prize card. I think that's how that works. I don't know. That's an interesting card. I'll have to see about that. And then we have Ferroseed. We got Shouder! We got a little Froakie. He's just chilling. Aw, look at him. Give him a little banjo. He can sing some Kermit the Frog songs. You got, oh, I've never seen Esper so cute. Oh, I want to hug it. And you got Chikorita looking into a portal and seeing a Fennekin. Huh. Well, that's neato. Alright. So that was Breakpoint. What else we got? I've got a lot of booster packs. This is going to be a long video. Let's crack open a Primal Clash. And then we'll supplement that with the Phantom Forces. I've never seen that Corphish card before. We got a Breloom. Dynamic Punch. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And Mega Kick for 80. This is a mediocre card. It's a stage 1, so it can definitely take advantage of the Dynamic Punch, but this card falls off after the early game, and it doesn't really have a purpose after that. So maybe you can score some early KOs, maybe you can disrupt your opponent a little bit, but I don't think it's really the best. I mean, if anything, you put this into your fighting type deck as a tech counter against water types, but even that's a bit weird. Then you got Bidoof, and this is the only other card I'll look at just because these abilities. Whenever this Pokemon is healed, double the amount healed, and it's got 70 HP, which for a basic Pokemon, actually, all these Pokemon have that. I was assuming it would be a little bit less. Drench. If this Pokemon has any water type energy attached to it, this attack does 20 more damage. So, turn 2, you can get off 40 damage. It's not the worst. It's not the best, though. You got Meryl, Corphish Core, and a Shroomish, a happy Shroomish. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, Phantom Forces, give me something better than those cards. Take your time, I'll wait. Rip. Oh. Nothing really special here, huh? Oh well. Alright. Next Breakpoint. Rip. Oh, we're starting to see dupes now. Ah, I've wanted to talk about this card. We got another Clefable. And then we have Luxio for our Reverse Holo, 80 HP with Bite for 20 damage, and Thunderfang. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed, coming off of 30 damage. Again, Middle Child Syndrome, Stage 1 Pokemon. Not really the best, not really the worst. Then we got Heatmore, 100 HP, with Reinforced Flame. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool card attached to it, this attack does 40 more damage. For 1 Fire-type energy, this Heatmore can actually be pretty devastating in the early game, I think. You're doing 40 damage for 1 Fire-type energy, plus your Pokemon tool card. a good combo would very likely be Muscle Band, so that would let you do 60 damage, and you can get that as early as your first turn. That's pretty gosh darn incredible, actually. That'll knock out a good chunk of basic or stage 1 Pokemon. That's really good, actually. I'm quite surprised by that. Well done, Heatmore. Okay, now this is a weird card, and I was hoping I would draw one so that we could talk about it. This is the Puzzle of Time. You may play 2 Puzzle of Time cards at once, and if you play just one, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order, which is mediocre at best. If you play 2 of them at the same time, so this isn't like you play one and then you play the other, you have to play them both at the same time. You put 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand. Now, I don't know if I like this, because you are committing 2 cards for that effect. You're getting 2 for 2. They are just item cards, but it would be a little bit better if you could get 3, or if you also got to put 1 Puzzle of Time back in your hand, or if you drew a card. There are a lot of ways that this could be better, but this is certainly not bad, and I can think of a few ways you can make this a very powerful combination. And getting cards back from your discard pile is never a bad thing. Especially since you can take back special energies that might get discarded. You can take back evolutions for your... or to replace discard... You know what I mean. There are a lot of utilities for this. It's just a little weird, and I find it a little difficult to set up with. Or, in theory. Maybe it's actually pretty easy. I don't know. Then we got another Arcanine, another Chikorita, another Shelter! Shelter! Wait, Shelter! I can't do it anymore. Shelter! Shelter! Oh well. This is the weirdest card art I've ever seen. It's a sad Trubbish. I'm sorry, Trubbish. Are you okay? Are you okay, Twubby? Alright, moving right along. This is a fierce-looking Glameow. Is that a Blood Moon from Terraria? I like it. I like that card art a lot, actually. Then you got a chill little Numel, walking around in Minecraft, clearly. Just having a good time. And then we'll open one more. Ooh, a Phantom. Oh, whoops. I thought we were opening... Never mind. You know what I mean. Golduck! Derail. Discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon for 20 damage, and 1 Water-type energy. Hydro Splash does 70. Honestly... Oh, excuse me. Bit my tongue. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. If this was Psyduck, and it was a basic Pokemon, you could bring this in to disrupt your opponent really easily. Because it's a stage 1, it's a little slower, but still only costing 1 energy for such a powerful effect. That's still really good. I don't know if you'll ever see Golduck in competitive play, but I think this is a really good kitchen top card. You can definitely count on your friends using this against you. A reverse holo is the Glameow that we just saw, which is pretty neat. Then we got a Mawile with 80 HP and Tight Jaw. Flip a coin if head your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed with 10 damage, and Cavernous Chomp for 50. We've got a Gabite with 80 HP, very shiny for some reason. Sand Tomb, 20 damage, 1 fighting energy. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. For a stage 1 Pokemon, this is actually pretty good. You can trap an early Pokemon in and really mess with them, actually. I could actually see this being run. This is pretty good. We got another Luxio. And then a Phantom. Oh, look how surprised the Phantom is. Aww. We got a Seedot. Is it shaking? Is there like an earthquake happening? Got a Happy Course. Look how happy it is. Then we got a Scruppy. And an Espero. You want to give it hugs. Alright, we've opened 2 in a row. So let's crack open these X and Y base sets. Bum 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 bum. Oh, nothing really new here, except for Diggersby, 100 HP, and Pickup, put 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand, that's not bad, and Dig, flip a coin if heads prevent all effects of attacks including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. For 3 energy and 50 damage, that's terrible, but this Jigglypuff looks happy about it. Yaw! Yaw, Jigglypuff. Alright, last X and Y based set. And Lapras. This is actually a pretty good card. 110 HP, With Seafaring, flip 3 coins. For each heads, attach a water-type energy from your discard pile to your benched Pokemon in any way you like. This relies on chance, but it is really powerful since you get to attach from your discard pile, which can be hard to access for some decks. And then Hydro Pump. This attack does 20 more damage for each water-type energy attached to this Pokemon. That's okay. 2 double colorless means you're gonna get at least 10 damage, which is terrible. But 2 water-type energy guarantees you 50, which for 2 for a basic Pokemon is actually pretty good, so you can't really complain about that. Alright, one more breakpoint, and then we'll open up those roaring skies. Come on, something good. Something great. Give me a reason to celebrate. That's a good one. Another Hypno. Oh boy, I made fun of it, now it's going to turn up on all my boosters. Our reverse holo is the Froakie, and we have 2 of him in this booster. We got another special energy for Splash, and then, this is a card I was hoping for. I'm also hoping for the 2 Gyarados cards that go with it, but this is a good start. The Gyarados Spirit Link, your turn does not end if this Pokemon, or the Pokemon this card is attached to becomes Mega Gyarados EX. I really want to use Mega Gyarados EX. So, having the Spirit Link just saves me a couple trades. And then we have a Delinquent, a supporter card. Discard any stadium card in play. If you do, your opponent discards 3 cards from his or her hand. This is really powerful. This is like stupidly good. Because you can discard your own stadium. You don't even have to rely on your opponent having stadium. You can get all the heals you need with your Rough Seas, discard it, and then discard 3 cards from your opponent's hand. Now, albeit, if you're playing against a Night March deck, this could play right into their hands, or a Vespiquen deck, but against most common decks, this Delinquent is very disruptive and very powerful. So then we got Rattata, Ducklin, oh, Blitzel, oh, look at it, oh, it's got a little flower, another Chikorita, and another Froakie. Alright, Roaring Skies, I'm coming for you. I never thought I would get through all these boosters, by the way. I thought I would have them forever. Nothing really special in here. Come on, give me something good. Something good. Oh, I was looking for one of these. Jirachi, 70 HP with Diminutive Desire. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck and Doom Desire. Discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. The defending Pokemon is knocked out at the end of your opponent's next turn. How cool is that? How cool is that? You can for 2 energy. This is a metal energy and a colorless energy. You can ruin one of your opponent's Pokemon. Because what are they going to do? It's going to get knocked out at the end of their next turn. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It takes 2 energy. It's a guaranteed knockout. Considering how many extremely bulky or powerful Pokemon, or Pokemon that hang on, or anything like that, this is so good. I've been looking for copies of these forever. I'm so happy that I finally got one. And then we have an Unpheasant with 130 HP with Quick Attack. Flip a coin if heads this attack does 30 more damage, coming off a base 30. And Strong Wind, shuffle all cards attached to each player's Pokemon into that player's deck. That's the most annoying thing I've ever seen. In the late game, well, I mean, this is going to screw you over as well. But in the late game, I bet you can make your opponent forfeit with this. Honestly, I kind of want to play it just to see that happen. You got Togepi, Pidove, and Pikachu. Look at the cuties. So I got something I really wanted, even though it wasn't from Breakpoint. Come on, Breakpoint. I got my Jirachi card, now you give me something good too. Ooh, Electabuzz! And that's an awesome Frogadier. Yeah. Garbodor. Garbatoxin. If this Pokemon has a tool card attached to it, each Pokemon in play, in the player's hand, and in each player's discard pile, has no abilities except for Garbatoxin. That's annoying. And then Offensive Bomb. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. For 4 energy, that's terrible. The real reason you want this Garbodor is you want it to sit on your bench and take away all of your opponent's abilities. Now, to be fair, this also gets rid of your abilities, but if you run a Pokemon deck that doesn't focus on abilities at all, you should definitely take in Garbodor because it'll disrupt any abilities your opponent might have. Like, it doesn't hurt to have this sitting on the bench. And then our reverse holo is a Swanna with 80 HP, Wing Attack, and Brave Bird. This Pokemon does 20 damage to itself, coming off a base 80, so this will knock out of the Swanna. Decent value. Psychic's Third Eye. Your opponent... What? Oh. Psychic's Third Eye. Your opponent reveals his or her hand. Discard as many cards as you like from your hand, then draw that many cards. This card is awesome! Basically, you can look at your opponent's hand, decide what you do or don't need, and then toss them, get something better. Also, again, bringing up Night March, Vespiquen decks on Fire-type decks, and Electric-type decks, actually, because of how much they mill their own energy. This can get you a huge advantage by getting cards into your discard pile. Like, you can discard your entire hand, and also see what your opponent has. This card's amazing. I'm definitely going to play with this. Then we have Aromatisse, Blowing in the Breeze. 90 HP with Dizzying Cologne. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this attack does 40 more damage. See, this is a good combo. 20 becomes 60 for 1 energy. That's really efficient. The problem is, Aromatisse is a Stage 1 Pokemon, so you've got to evolve Spritzee to get to this attack. It's only got 90 HP, so what's it gonna... Is it gonna take the Pokemon EX attack in return? This isn't very good, because you have to spend time evolving it. That's time your opponent can spend knocking out Spritzee while it's vulnerable. And then this doesn't really do much damage once it's set up. 60 damage against a Pokemon EX is typically about a third of their HP, so it would take 3 of these attacks to bring one down, and you can bet your bottom dollar that by the time this thing gets all 3 attacks, your opponent's Pokemon EX can knock out this Pokemon. So definitely not a good card at all, I don't think. And then this awesome Frogadier with water duplicates. Search your deck for up to 3 Frogadier and put them onto your bench. Shuffle your... That's really cool. That's really... See, I like this, because it acknowledges that the middle evolution is typically the most mediocre. So this card lets you jump... Wait. Is this card better than I think it is? Do you have to evolve a Froakie to get this card onto your bench? Wait a minute. If you don't have to evolve the Froakie to get this these Frogadier onto your bench, oh my god, this is such a good card. This has the potential to be one of the best cards from the set, because you can basically skip a turn of having to evolve a Greninja. This might be my favorite Stage 1 Pokemon ever. This is awesome. I need to look into that. I need to read the rule on that, because that's so cool if that's how that works. And you got Happy Pancham, Froakie, Electabuzz, Esper, and Shellder! I can't do it anymore. Right. We're almost out of cards. Slowpoke. Oh, check that out. Ferrothorn, 100 HP, Metal Claw for 40, and Spike Lash. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, for each colorless energy in that Pokemon's retreat cost. At most, this is doing about 40 damage to a single Pokemon. For 3 energy, that's not good. It's a Stage 1 Pokemon, so you've got to spend time evolving this guy. It does very minimal damage to each Pokemon, and it... Look, this Corsola is only going to take 10 damage. This Shellder is only going to take 10 damage. The Slowpoke is going to take 20 damage. For 3 energy, that's terrible. And then, against a Pokemon with a higher retreat cost, like this Ferrothorn here, 40 damage, it's still going to take 3 attacks to knock out. This is not good at all. I really don't like this Ferrothorn card. Then we got another Splash Energy, another Psychic's Third Eye, a Scizor Spirit Link. Your turn does not end if the Pokemon this card is attached to becomes Mega Scizor EX. Very, very excited to open a Mega Scizor EX, please. Please, Booster Gods. You got another Splash Energy, And then this adorable Blitzel. I want a Blitzel now because it's so cute. This happy, dopey looking Slowpoke. This happy Corsola. Shelter! I can't do Shelter anymore. My throat's just going. And a Skrelp. Oh, Skrelp. Okay, I think after this we've got one more booster. I wasn't actually looking at the number on the bottom, so... A Seismitoad. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Togekiss EX. 170 HP, and Mighty Wind. You may attach an energy card from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon for 20 damage. This is a basic Pokemon. You can start ramping up energy on the first turn. This fits best in a Fairy-type deck, but honestly, because the stipulation is you can attach any kind of energy, that is... Actually, that's any kind of energy! That's not even a basic energy! So you can start attaching double colorless, you can start attaching any of the new elemental ones. This is a good card. This is a good card. If Mighty Wind cost a colorless energy instead of Fairy-type, this would be one of the most broken cards in the game. And I think it still might be pretty gosh darn great. Like, in the early game, this Togekiss EX can do damage. A bit of damage. Not a whole lot, but a bit. And it can start setting up your energy. So you're basically getting to play 2 energy per turn. This can really gain you some momentum. I really like this card. I'm really happy that I picked it up. And then we have Seismitoad, 150 HP. Siphon off. Attach 3 energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And then Shaky Tail for 90. The opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. That Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Because 90 HP for 4 energy is not a lot. Now, albeit, this can happen on turn 2 because of Siphon off. Not turn 2, sorry. The second attack. So you really only need to attach 1 energy to this to get this off. But it's still a big commitment. And you're still having to evolve this Pokemon twice. So it's not like you can take advantage of this in the absolute early game where this kind of damage would matter the most. Like, these Pokemon will all probably have evolved by the time you get this attack going. So I don't really think it's that worth it. Then we also got a Purugly with Slash and Nyan Press. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 40 more damage. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. This is not good either, but it's also not the worst. This is a good kitchen top counter card. Because you're doing 80 for 30, or not 80 for 30, 80 for 3 energy, which is mediocre. That's like the low end of what you want to get out of an attack. But then, even if you miss the coin flip, you're still paralyzing your opponent, so you basically get another free chance. It's not the worst I've ever seen. It's only a stage 1, so at the time where this is most relevant, you can take advantage of it. I don't know. I don't think this is the worst card I've ever seen. We got another Delinquent, and we get Sigilif. 90 HP, and Reflective Shield. During your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, put 5 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon, and then Psy Report. For 30 damage, your opponent reveals his or her hand. This is a fairly average card. I mean, basically, using Reflective Shield is basically telling your opponent, hit this with a hard attack, or just don't even bother attacking it until you can. Because why bother taking the 5 damage counters if you can just knock it out in one hit anyway? I mean, at the end of the day, you are very likely going to take 5 damage counters. But if your opponent is just going to be spamming this attack, then they're not attacking you with anything else. They're waiting for you to get set up, basically. Like, they're handing you a free, here, take some Swords Dances card, basically. Like, I don't know. This is just fairly mediocre. And then we got a very pretty Spritzy card. My favorite Blitzel. A Kricketot. Not quite the Dele Whoop yet, but getting there. You stare into the mysterious forest thing. What is going on in this card? I don't really understand. And then Pancham and Skrelp again. So I think this is our last booster. Yep, looks like it. So come on. I'm crossing my fingers. Okay, everybody. Before I reveal this card, cross your fingers, cross your eyes, and cross your toes, but only if your socks match. Drumroll, please. Something good. Huh. Dragalge, 110 HP, with Severe Poison. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 4 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. Huh. And then Dragon Pulse, discard the top card of your deck. Okay. This Severe Poison is pretty good, actually. This is actually pretty great. So, the reason that it's good is that it only costs 1 Psychic-type energy. Dragalge is bulky, right? This is coming in at 110 HP. It's only a stage 1, so you can get this out pretty quickly. And then, by the time this is out, since it is only stage 1 and it only costs 1 energy, you can really disrupt the early game. Like, look, this Rattata faints immediately. 4 damage every turn is nothing to scoff at, or 40 damage every turn is nothing to scoff at. That's actually really powerful. I don't know how good this card's gonna end up, but I think this, as well, is definitely a fun kitchen top counter card. Then our reverse holo is Kricketot. We got another Psychic's Third Eye, and a Professor Sycamore, which you can never have enough of. Discard your hand to draw 7 cards. This is a pretty standard supporter card for most decks. And then we got another Slowbro, Chikorita, Electabuzz, Corsola, Rattata, and Shelder. And we are done. I don't know how long I've been recording, can't see my timer currently, but that was a lot of boosters. And I got some good stuff. I got some cards that I wanted. I'm pretty thrilled about that, actually. What card did you like that we got, that we pulled the most, be it card art or effect? And have you opened any Breakpoint boosters? If so, let me know what you got. Any good stuff? I will see you guys next time when we return to the Pokemon trading card game online. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you have enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment down below telling me just how much fun you've had. And I will see you guys next time once I've accumulated some more boosters to open. Until then, be sure to take care and have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye!